Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. Today is one that I thought might be an interesting note to look into, and that is candy or sweet notes. They are kind of listed interchangeably on Fragrantica, but I went through my shelves and I was like, what do I have that smells like candy? And I was going for cotton candy, which you might have seen that video already, but I found that there's a lot that were listed with a candy note as well. So I thought we'd talk about them and see if they smell like candy or not, or if you would have even thought of them as being a sweet candy-like scent. If that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to give this a video a like. Let me know some of the scents that you have that have candy in them, or if there is another note that you would like to see me look into for my collection, let me know that down below as well. And then don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Okay, we're gonna start with one that made sense to me. This is Aquilina Pink Sugar, and this is Red Velvet. This one is actually listed as sweet notes when you read the official thing, but when you click on sweet notes, it also shows up as candy. So, a little confusing. This is a fairly recent fragrance. It came out in 2021, and I got it at the end of 2021. I picked this up at Nordstrom Rack for about $20, and I have seen gift sets of it since then. It is very similar in packaging to the original Pink Sugar by Aquilina, but this one has a twist on it for sure. If I had to choose, I would pick Red Velvet over Aquilina Pink Sugar pretty much every day. So the notes on this are strawberry and bergamot. Middle notes are sweet notes or candy. Violet, orange blossom, and lily. Base notes are whipped cream, vanilla, and ambretolide. That is one that I have not had to come across again. Ambretolide. It's an amber. Slightly fruity scent. Okay. Throwing me for a loop there for a second. I definitely think this smells like a candied fragrance. I do get a little bit of fruit in here, but it's definitely, that whipped cream is very heavy in here, and you do get the candy-like scent to it. If you want to smell like candy, this is a very good way to go. I think this one is going to be light. It's not going to be super long-lasting, but it is a really fun type of a scent. Yeah, definitely a good candy scent. Pink Sugar, Red Velvet by Aquilina. It definitely gets the stamp of approval to smell like candy. Another pretty recent fragrance is Yes I Am Glorious by Cacharel. This one also came out in 2021. I picked this one up around September. I found this one out of Kohl's, and unfortunately most Kohl's are switching over to Sephora, and they don't have some of the fragrances that they had that I hadn't really seen in a lot of other places. I do believe Macy's also carries Cacharel, so you might be able to find it there. But this particular one, I use Kohl's Cash on because, you know, Kohl's Cash is amazing, but doesn't smell like candy. Let's go over the notes. So our top notes are peach and mandarin orange. Middle notes are frangipani, tiare flower, and magnolia. Base notes are milk, sweet notes, sandalwood, and white cedar extract. You know what's interesting is I picked these out last week, and then I came in, and it looks like they've changed all of the things that were listed as a candy note to a sweet note, because I know this one said it had candy in it. So what am I getting? It kind of smells a little candied. I think the florals are what's throwing me off, because I kind of smell a peach and a mandarin in here just a little bit. And also, can we talk about how fun the bottle is? It looks like lipstick. I love this. I'm not getting, maybe the sandalwood I'm getting in there that's making it. There's something in here that's just twisting it a little bit, and instead of like what I would think of as a candied peach mandarin type scent, it's just throwing it off just a little bit. So it smells almost a little bit more shampoo-y, or like a body wash, something cleaning, like not in a bad way. It's pleasant. Do I like it as well as Red Velvet? No, like this one's okay. And I should probably wear it. I should probably make this my scent of the day, to be honest. But it's just not quite there. It's interesting and I kind of like it, but it's okay. It's not one that I feel like you need to rush out, but if you found it for $20, yeah, I would totally get it for $20 and I would wear it. But do I think it's worth the $60 that I think it was? No. It's okay. The candy is kind of there, but it's definitely not as prominent of a candy note. All right, we have one that came out in 2013. This is Philosophy and this is Fresh Cream. I just have a half ounce because this one, I was having a hard time finding it in a full size, which is a shame because this is one that I feel like would be really good in most people's collections as a layering fragrance. Oh, I think mine might be turning just a little bit. I've had it for a couple years, but this is one of the few that I feel like is turning. I'm getting a weird note that I didn't used to get. This was more of a very sweet, creamy type of a scent. So I'm going to look past the weird note that's kind of, what is it? It's like just in my memory of like what that note is. It's just not unlocking. So the notes in this are whipped cream, milk, sweet notes or candy, powdery notes, and floral notes. Very, very generic. I think this one is really nice. And I would say, maybe just get the half ounce because it's going to last you a while. This is a good one if you want something that's like a creamy vanilla type scent. This one I think is a really good one for that. It was layering great. I'm mad at myself for letting this one turn. It's mellowing out now and I'm smelling it more. That note that I was getting is kind of gone. Thank goodness. So I'm going to be using this one up so that I can finish it. But yeah, it does. I get more of the creaminess from this than the candy. But I think it's a nice one. I think it's a good layering one, but not if you're just looking for a candy-like scent. This isn't going to cut it. But if you want like a nice creamy vanilla type scent to layer with, get this one. We got one from one of my favorite houses. I know people don't like these bottles. I personally love them. So this is Harajuku Lovers. This is the Electric Pop collection, and this is Lil Angel. The one thing I will say about these that I have noticed is that this foil that they put on them does not want to stay. So if it touches other things, it can flake off, and I have noticed that on a couple of my other fragrances from this particular collection, which really makes me sad because honestly, I mean, the reason I twofold started getting these. One, loved the bottles. I thought they were so cute. I collect dolls though. And two, Gwen Stefani. I absolutely love Gwen Stefani. Always been a fan of hers. So when she came out with Perfumes, I was really interested. Also, I should mention, my parents lived in Japan for several years, and all of their furniture and artwork that they set up their house with was from Asia, from Korea and Taiwan and all of those places. So yeah, I've always had affinity for art from Eastern Asia. Yeah, so that adds to it as well. Oh my gosh, this is so good. So this one came out in 2014. I can't believe it's been 2014 since this came out. The top note is red berries. Middle notes are sugar, violet, and rose. Base notes are sweet notes and amber. Oh, it's kind of reminding me a little bit of Love's Baby Soft, which sounds bad, I know. But it's like you took that and you added some fruit and some candy to it. So there's like a powderiness to it. It's not overwhelming. It feels like, because I know at one point they had flankers to Love's Baby Soft, because I remember seeing them in stores and wanting them because I loved going and smelling perfumes as a kid. My mom was always allergic, and that's one nice thing about the softer scents that have come in. My mom doesn't have as many problems with those as the ones that were very opulent in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s and all of those. Like, they were so powerful and so overwhelming. So yeah, that does help. This is so good. Yes, it's like a powdery candy. This is one I would recommend. And, you know, I haven't put perfume on today, and this is what we're going with. Might have overdone it a little bit, but I've also really liked to start putting perfume in my hair. My hair's oily anyway, so I'm not really worried about extra alcohol drying out my hair, because that's not a concern I have. This smells so pretty. Really powdery, light, sweet candy. It's definitely this is one I would recommend if you like those type of scents. We're gonna go with another one. This one I know I'm not a big fan of, because I talked about this one not too long ago in a 5 random perfumes, and I was like, oh wow, this is so disappointing. And I know this one was so hard to get. So one that you don't have to regret not getting. This is Luna Blossom from the Nina Ricci Les Monstres collection. I wanted these for the bottles, and this was an Asian exclusive. I got it out of Australia off of eBay. It took forever for it to, took forever to find it, was what I'm trying to say. And I did get, I want to say it was like $70 for this small bottle plus shipping and everything. And then it was kind of disappointing, but this one and its counterparts just kind of live in their boxes because the boxes are so cute. And honestly, I got them because, like, look at her face. Oh, just love it. This one came out in 2018. It has very limited notes. It is orange blossom, sweet notes, and rice. It used to be candy. Like I said, when I planned this video, it said candy. Now it says sweet notes. There's something about this that's just a little off-putting, a little, like, at first spray, it smells good, and then as it's settling, there's something in it that just kind of twists and does not react well with my nose at all. So it doesn't really smell like candy after, like, the first 30 seconds. First 30 seconds are great, but I don't think you should try to search out this bottle for 30 seconds. So no, not a recommend, unfortunately, unless you want just a darling bottle, which I have a lot of those in my collection. We got an oldie for my collection. This is Coach Poppy. I've had this one forever. You can tell I've used, this was back when I didn't have a ton of perfumes, because I've used a lot of this one. Coach Poppy came out in 2010. Can you believe it's been so long? The top notes are cucumber, mandarin, and freesia. Middle notes are sweet notes, candy. Can't believe they changed that. Water lily, rose, jasmine, and gardenia. Base notes are marshmallow, vanilla, sandalwood, and Virginia cedar. So you're going to see this one in my marshmallow video as well. I definitely get the cucumber in here because there's something just kind of very refreshing, you know, cucumber water. You get that kind of scent. Definitely get that with this scent, which is why I think I kind of stopped wearing it, because it was fine, but it just wasn't a certain love to me. The water lily definitely adds to that aquatic type of a feel, but it's not aquatic in like Aqua de Joya type of a way. It definitely feels like it has more to it. Definitely a lot more florals. I'm not getting that candy note in here at all. This is like you took a whole bunch of flowers and, you know, like think of rose water and cucumber water and all of those things, and you just kind of put a whole bunch of flowers and cucumbers in water, and that's the kind of the essence that I get from this. It's light and it's slightly refreshing. This would be a good summer scent if you didn't want something sweet, because this doesn't, ow, I just scratched myself with my thing. It doesn't smell sweet to me, so no. I mean, it doesn't not smell sweet, but it's definitely more floral than anything else. But a very light aquatic floral. So, yeah, Coach Poppy does not pass the candy test, unfortunately. This one I know you can't get anymore. I was very excited when these were at Ulta, and then they weren't very long-lived. It's very disappointing. So this is Zoella Beauty, and they had a whole bunch of different things. This is technically supposed to be a body mist, but I mean, definitely looks like a perfume. It's the size of a perfume. This is not the size of like a normal body mist. I don't know what happened to this line, why it was stopped being made, because I thought it was doing pretty well. There was a lot of different things. I remember going into the store and smelling all of these and deciding which one I wanted to take home with me. This is Gelato. O as in the perfume O, not the normal spelling that you would think of with gelato. So our notes on this are pomegranate, ozonic notes, black elder, and candy, or sweet notes. Yeah. Definitely get the pomegranate in here, but it's like almost a candied pomegranate. It has that candied note to it. Yeah, it does smell slightly candied, but like a really tart candied. So like think of a candied fruit or a sour type of a candy. If you were to have a candy that was pomegranate scented, that's what you get with this. And so yeah, definitely a recommend. Wish it was more available because I really enjoyed this. And it's one that I'm like, do I use a lot of it? But it's really good. Which brings us to our last fragrance. I'm sure you must have thought that there would be at least, well, I guess the Harajuku is technically a celebrity fragrance. But I'm sure you thought, oh, there's got to be some, pop star in here fragrance. Well, there is. There's Britney Spears. This is Hidden Fantasy. I don't own a lot of her fragrances. Well, now looking at it, I'm not really sure why I picked this one. Maybe this one was the one that was like $12 or something, and I was like, I'm just going to get it because it's a giant bottle for really cheap. So, Hidden Fantasy came out in 2008. Can you believe 2008? Such a long time ago. And Britney hasn't like put out new music for so long. Anyway, or at least that I've heard. I don't follow Britney closely. Anyway, top notes are orange, tangerine, lemon verbena, and neroli. Middle notes are sweet notes, candy, clove, lily, and jasmine. Base notes are vanilla, amber, woodsy notes, and sandalwood. So you have a lot of interesting notes in here. There's a lot of citruses, and then there's a lot of like base notes, of heavier type notes. I really do think the candy is what brings these together because none of the citruses are sharp. They, a lot of my citrus scents have a very clear citrus. They feel very fresh. They feel almost, I don't want to say realistic, but they, they're eye-opening. They're going to be waking you up. This isn't like that. This is definitely much, much sweeter type of a scent. And while all of those base notes, because there's a lot of those type of notes, I'm wondering if I'm getting the clove because I'm not getting like a vanilla scent from this, but the only real like sweet type of notes that you can get in here are going to be that candy note. Then you're going to have clove. I think I must be getting a little of the clove mixed in with the candy because it smells really good. This one I think is pretty complex, but it smells kind of like a designer fragrance, if that makes sense. But it doesn't smell as in your face sweet like candy, but it does give you that sweetness. So I think this one's interesting and I need to wear this one some more because I'm actually really enjoying smelling it right now. I probably should just buy all the Britneys eventually, but I don't need them. But yeah, I like this one. This is another one. That's the fun thing about this series of videos is I'm discovering fragrances that I overlook or I bought because of one reason or another, not necessarily because I really wanted to smell them. Or wear them. Sometimes I buy them because they're the bottle. Sometimes I buy them because they're super cheap and I have a problem. Sometimes I buy them because I want to try them and then I forget about them because I just have too many perfumes. What a terrible problem to have, right? So I find this series really fun because I get to explore my collection a little bit at a time. I get to look at what I have and kind of go, wow, I didn't realize that I had this note. And I didn't realize these fragrances, I need to wear them more. I feel like I'm saying that in every one of these videos. wow, I need to wear this one more because I neglect it. Anyway, let me know which of these fragrances you have, what your thoughts and opinions are on the ones that you have tried. Let me know if there is a fragrance note that you would like to see me do in the future. And I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.